So, welcome everyone to this interview. We are talking about spirituality, and we are here with the Wizard of Is, Dr. Stanley Hobish. It's here with us. Hello, Dr. Stanley Hobish.
Oh, hi, Cynthia. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being here with us and bringing your knowledge and your wisdom to this conversation. Let me start
Well,
asking you a question. Why do we seek social approval?
why do we seek social approval? We need social approval desperately because we do not have self approval. We do not even know who we are, no less approve of who we are. That being that is inside of us seems to be hidden, and we have to have something to hold on to. We have to, so we seek social approval. Even though it isn't us, we look in the mirror and what do we see? We see what other people see. We do not see who we really are. That beautiful, intelligent consciousness that we are, that beautiful energy that we are, that is really God manifesting inside of us. That energy is uh, uh, is what we do not recognize in ourselves, and consequently, we need it from other people, and that's the reason we seek social approval. Actually, people seem to have three needs. Okay, one is like safety. We need safety. We need, well, because we walk around with not knowing who we are, that we are really immortal beings. So we need the that safety that comes with recognizing our true selves, recognizing that spirit that's within inside of us, that spirit which is a manifestation of God Himself. And we don't see that. We look in the mirror, we see what other people see, and we need to have that approval. So we don't even know who we are. But when we gain that knowledge of who we are, that's not even knowledge. It's not even intelligence. That is wisdom, to really know who you are. And that's the reason we seek social approval. Yeah. The second reason, well, the second need I say that people have, beside the need for social approval and safety, we need control. We have to be in control, and we feel like we've lost control when we when we don't have social approval. I mean, it goes all together. That need for control, social approval, and as I said, the third one is well, safety. Yes, we need safety because we do not realize that we are, and that immortal being that is truly safe, because we were, we are, and we will be that immortal soul, that immortal spirit that's within inside of us. And that's what do? We try to find that being that's inside of us. And really that's what that I've been talking about all these years on the radio, how to find that being, because without it, there is no happiness. And in trying to gain social approval, our lives become filled with dissatisfaction, unhappiness, and suffering. Get rid of that suffering is when we raise our consciousness of who we really are. Well, that's the answer. That's the answer. And when you have that, you don't need the social approval. But you know what? That's when we really get social approval, because our lives become different. Instead of seeking social approval, we don't have to seek it. We have it.
You said a lot of important things. That's so true. And because of social media, as we know, people are looking for what is in the outside much more than what is inside.
Let me
Yes, go ahead.
I'm a 95-year-old man. Believe me, in the first 50 years of my life, I certainly didn't find it. And now that I have found it, after 45 more years, And I lose it every day. Every day of my life, I keep going after that approval. And when I look in the mirror now, but it's a little different because I know that what I'm looking at is not going to give it to me. I'm seeking the approval of my friends and neighbors and everybody else. But I know that doesn't give me the happiness. That doesn't give me the control. That doesn't give me the safety. But if I, instead of looking in the mirror, I look at the real mirror now. And that real mirror is looking out my window and seeing what's there. That life is surrounding me. That consciousness is, I'm living in it. It's like I'm living in a swimming in a sea of consciousness. And when I'm feeling that, I am feeling self-approval. When I experience that, I have I have achieved an eternal victory, because that will never end when I am swimming in that sea of consciousness that appears in this present moment. And when I lose it, well, I got to find something that will support me. Okay. And that's something. So that's my seeking self-approval. That's my seeking social approval. Nothing wrong with it. I have to find something. When I have found myself, oh, believe me, I have need of nothing, because I have everything. And even more than that, in that state, I am everything. That spirit that I am is God's manifestation, and He is within all of us. And that spirit that's within all of us is God's manifestation. And when I look at you, Cynthia, I see, I see who I am. I know exactly who you are when I know who I am, because you are the God that I am, if you will. And that's the one that I pray to, the God that is within inside of all of us, manifested by our spirit.
I think you have already answered my next question. I was going to ask you, how do I feel the divine in others? I think you have answered. What do you want to add something to that?
You feel the divine in others when you feel it in yourself, because there are no others. That being that I am is the being that you are. So I don't look for it in you, I look for it in me. And when I experience that divine experience, when I become, my consciousness is raised to the limit, and when I can feel that divine experience within inside of myself, then I shall find it inside of you. Because when I look at you, it's like looking in the mirror. Lady, I know who I am, and therefore I know who you are.
You are talking about things that they are so elevated, so sophisticated, and at the same time, they are so basic.
It's incredibly simple. Who am I?
Is it possible to be conscious when, for instance, when I eat, when I walk, when I do basic things in life?
Yes. When I eat, I am conscious of what I am eating. I am not criticizing what I'm eating. I am conscious of it. And be conscious of everything. To be conscious of seeing, okay, I'm looking, and I'm conscious of looking. And I become very grateful for that sense. When I hear things, I mean, that is such a gift to have your hearing. My kids asked me once, Dad, what makes you happy? And I thought about it a while. I said, well, truly, what makes me happy is breathing and being conscious of my breathing. And when I am conscious of my breathing, I immediately go to that divine experience of who I am, that being that I am. He has to be breathing, and you become one with that breath, and you become one with that life, and you become one with that love. To focus my attention on that breathing and to be conscious, you just got to pay attention to it. Yes, breathing, what can I say, is so precious. So all I can say to you, and my sincerest advice is, don't waste a breath. Don't waste a breath. Be conscious of it. Be happy that you're alive, awake, and aware. That is my advice.
But people might think that the daily circumstances have so much power over them, or politics, or news and the other things. And but at the same time, everybody wants to be in that state of mind that you just said. But you have the daily circumstances, that power over me, and I have the desire to be conscious and to be what I am. So how to balance that? Is it possible to balance that power?
Every day that you wake up, every day that I wake up, and it just happened just this morning, I'm faced with a challenge. Life is challenges. And to face the challenge, I have to be in a position to face that challenge. And then if I am unhappy and I am tense and I'm trying to solve the problems of the day before, which I haven't solved, and the solution to every problem is exactly what we've been talking about. Because within inside of me, within inside of you, is that spirit that is all powerful and knows the answer to all of our problems. And I'll go even further and say, he is the answer to all of our problems. To, to know that I am, uh, to know that I am is the answer to all of those challenges. So when I'm faced with a challenge and it's making me unhappy and I am miserable with it, I stop and I say, I am not going to solve this problem. Let me go into my mindful meditation, if you will. May I suggest at this point, if I am miserable and unhappy, well, that's not a bad thing because it almost forces me to go inside, to ask myself, who am I? Am I this weakling? Am I this challenged individual? No, who I am is that I am. And if I just ask myself that question, who am I? And I answer it, I am that I am. This is the answer, that I am. And if I put no other words after it, I just become in contact with that I am. That is the source of my breathing. That is my very breath. That is this very moment. And when I am in that state, somehow or other, the answers to my challenge appear because the answers, that's where they come from. The answers to the problems that we have is that self-approval, is that self-recognition, to remember and to recognize that the God that I am, that spirit, is the God that you are. We are one. Our name is one. And blessed is that holy name.
What you're saying connected me to the what you wrote today, titled "The Eternal Victory." And the last line of your teaching says, "The experience of the God that I am is the eternal victory." I thought that is so profound. Can you say something about this eternal victory?
I call it the eternal victory. If we're in a challenge, if we're in a war, we're in a war with ourselves. We're in a war with our unconscious state, where we are separated from each other and actually even separated from ourselves. But when we get rid of the separation and we become one with our true self, we become one with everybody, and that is the eternal victory. But to go even further, I think I may have mentioned it in today's blog. Being in that state kind of expands our consciousness. That expansive consciousness opens up, it really opens up other realms of existence, dimensions. That's the word. It's like we live in a third dimension. There are innumerable dimensions, apparently, and our consciousness is kind of limited in the third dimension. But when you can go further than the third dimension, we don't even have to talk about it, but we can feel it. This is our immortality. It's beyond the third dimension. This is the knowledge that I did not get in college, for sure.
Very nice. And I agree with you. I want to thank you so much and the Wizard of Is for your teachings. And please keep writing and keep bringing to us all your inner knowledge and sharing with us. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, and please invite me back again. I definitely will come. I love
A-
being here, and I
Absolutely.
love you.
Promise, promise. Thank you. And I love you too. And let's finish here. And we will be back with more very soon. Hopefully, very soon. Stay tuned.